Hey, all you beautiful people. I am well. I appreciate the concern. It's kind of cool having strangers root for me, but what's even cooler is the fact that you guys also believe in a true America and a true constitution to where we are all protected from not only from, criminals and, government corruption, but we're all also protected from, corrupt police forces that just do this. So I've been doing a lot of research and, I'm not going to lie to you. I've found a couple things that could throw a monkey wrench in one of my claims against my Fourth Amendment rights, and I'll get to that in just a second. I'm going to pack a bowl. Okay, so if you guys don't know, you guys saw some of the video, and I'm still waiting. I'm still trying to figure out how to transfer a big ass file from my buddy's phone to mine, and then I'll post that video as well. 'Cause I was already like on my way to fucking the pokey. I got a 7-minute video. He got like a 40-minute video or 30-minute video, something like that. Anyway, I digress. So the warrant that I was completely unaware that I had, turns out that my vessel in Sarasota, the bilge pump quit working and it started to sink. It's safe. It's good. And it's not really even my boat anymore. I kind of walked away from it because of, wouldn't you know it, nonstop police harassment on the water. What do you know? I didn't walk away from it. I was paying for it, and I had it almost all paid off. And then it's just, the harassment went from the water to land with the same water cops, like, kind of hunted me down on land. And, at that point in time, and still to this day, my truck, is definitely more important than my boat. At the time, my truck had all my gems and minerals and jewelry and silver and gold in it. And that was a very, it shook me, man, when he was like, "Oh, tow your truck, blah, 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 blah," because you guys know my circumstances at the moment. And if you're curious, yes, I am actually a hell of a lot closer to getting that driver's license, and I'm going to get it because of this bullshit. Because you already know what's going to happen if I don't have one and they pull me over. I'm fucked. Well, I'm not fucked, but they're going to take my truck, and, you get the picture. It's going to be bad. And there's nothing I can do about it because, I know some of you guys, and I'm with you on the constitutional right to travel, but unfortunately the cops aren't with us on our constitutional right to travel, and I just don't have the money to try to fight it in court, because I can't seem to find an attorney who will take my case around here. My friend Rob and we contacted probably 30 or 40 civil litigation and civil rights attorneys in the area here in Brevard County, and pretty much, you want to know what the answer from every single one of them was? We do not want to pick up your case against the Palm Bay PD because we are concerned about repercussions from law enforcement agencies that we work with. So I've elected to realize that I have to do this myself. Unless anybody out there knows an attorney, and I can do some footwork and everything. It's a win-win case, and even if my case don't win, Rob's is going to win because they also violated his rights. After I was arrested, they approached him and said, "Well, if you don't give us your registration and your identification, then you're going to go to jail too on my property, private property. No warrants, no arrests. Unlike me, I did have a warrant. However, that's going to... Okay, so the law states that an officer has to have knowledge of a person, or what's the other word? If he sees something on private property where someone's ultimately in danger, like there's a crime about to happen, or he has reason to believe that there's actually a crime about to happen, then the officer can go on the property, correct? That's correct. So since there was no crime about to happen, and you saw in the video how the pig switched up his story, technically his approach onto my property violated my due process rights and my constitutional rights to be free from unreasonable search and seizure, free from unreasonable search and seizure, my private property, belongings, and papers. And I was not completely free. Now, however, my identification, that could possibly cause some issues because I did have an infractional warrant, which at first I was kind of disappointed. I was like, fuck, not because I have the warrant, but because they're going to use that. However, when I turned my camera off, My buddies is still rolling. They all gathered and ganged around me and demanded to see my homeowner's paperwork, my land paperwork. And then she demanded to see proof of payment for said documents, which at that point in time, I had really no choice but to try to show them. And I did show them because I was trying to avoid going to jail because they were going to take me. If I didn't show ID out, they were going to make something up. You know what I'm saying? Like I was going to go to jail, or they would have drugged my ass out there with no charges, let me loose and dump me fucking 40 fucking miles away where the county jail here is. So I was really just trying to protect my ass because they already said, I'll just take you to jail. I'm going to take you to jail if you don't give me your ID. So he had already demonstrated that he was willing to take my freedom for not cooperating, even though he was violating my Fourth Amendment. So that's where it's going to get tricky. Is he had no knowledge of a person with an active warrant on the property. He had no warrant for the property. There was a warrant for my arrest, but it was not found until after the cause. Okay? And even though I had a warrant for my arrest, I'm still protected by due process. Now, if he had pulled me over, or if I'd been on the street, or something like that, that would have been different. But for him to come onto this property, he would need a warrant from a judge saying, he would have to swear an affidavit to a judge saying, I know there's someone there who has an active warrant and I need to go pick them up. Since there was no active warrant issued or granted from a judge to come onto my property to search this property, the moment he stepped across my property line, he was violating my constitutional rights by being on private property without a search warrant. Okay. Now, even if I can't take that in there and prove that, I got another sleeve. They made me show my homeowner stuff. Those are my private personal finances. Those are my personal records. That is considered papers, which, yes, I have researched. I've done the research online. Those are also considered my papers. Those are my personal financial belongings. The police have no business requesting to see those. They have no business asking for those. And it all goes back down to the basis, nobody called them to say that we were not supposed to be here, that somebody was on this property without permission. That was never established. Well, it was established that we were supposed to be here because I'm the fucking property owner. Okay? But it was never established by anybody else saying that I was not the property owner. So therefore, there was no violation of the law. There was no report of the law to them saying, from a property owner saying that these people are not the property owner, get them off my land. Or we wouldn't be here still, right? Fucking right. So for them to come on here and demand to see my personal papers like that, because that wouldn't be in the criminal aspect of things. That at the very most, that would be the only way it would be criminal is if somebody called and made a complaint, a legitimate complaint. Not that there's homeless people camping across the way, okay? Not that there's a suspicious vehicle, because we've already went over this. Suspicious people and suspicious vehicles. It's not a crime to be suspicious, okay? It's not. So you can always deny ID. You can deny. I tried. You saw me. Everything I did was legal. Everything they did was fucking illegal as fuck. Okay? So by them coming on here and saying, hey, you better show us this or we're going to take you to jail. That's threats and coercion into violating my constitutional right to be from unreasonable search and seizure. And what makes it unreasonable is because he had no prior knowledge, and neither did I. I didn't even know I had a fucking warrant, much less that fucking motherfucker. So the unreasonable search was him coming onto my property. And then I found out something too, by the way. I don't know if he noticed that he grabbed me. You know, he grabbed my wrist and I kind of pulled away and then I fucking handed him my ID back. Remember this, the Supreme Court, what's the fucking case? It just came out. It's it's like a Massey or something. Anyways, it just came out that if a cop grabs you, that's classified as seizure. If a cop shoots you, it's classified as seizure. What they're classifying is anything that an officer does to inhibit your movement or to detain your person is considered seizure, including shooting you. So, remember that. So, he grabbed me, he committed seizure before he had probable cause that I even had a warrant. Okay, so anyways, that could be tricky. That I probably won't be able to fucking fight that off myself, because the fucking other attorney's going to whip out some old shit that came out and I won't be able to counter. However, I will be able to show, I don't need to show case law that my real estate papers and my property are protected by the Fourth Amendment. And he may have gotten my ID. I can't get him for that, but he came onto private property without a warrant in the first place, with no prior knowledge of the warrant that was active, no knowledge at all. So when he came onto the property, he violated my constitutional rights. He may have not violated my constitutional rights getting my ID from me, but he violated my constitutional rights threatening me with incarceration without a crime for not giving up my ID, which I am indeed protected by the Fourth Amendment. So you see how it's kind of confusing in this essence. And I mean, I'm confused about it, but the research that I've done basically says that when he stepped onto my property, it was an illegal search and seizure. So his actually getting my ID from me and running it is irrelevant, because there was no warrant for him to come onto the premise. He walked on and was warned and asked multiple times to leave private property. And I don't have to show that I own the property, again, unless there's a dispute. Or the cops will be able to walk around and knock on everybody's door and say, let me see your fucking property owner paperwork. Or let me see your rental agreement. Let me, makes sense, right? So we're both gonna go down. And Rob didn't have anything. There's nothing wrong with him. He's clean as a fucking whistle. So they definitely violated his rights by running his name and running his plates on private property. They had no right to do that. And the Supreme Court, I forget the case, deemed that it was illegal for an officer to swing by and stop and read someone's license plates and then act upon that upon private property, because your license plates are protected by the Fourth Amendment when on private property. Now on the road, they can do whatever they want. Even if you're not committing a crime, they can get behind you and they can read your license plate. But since your car was on private property, for him to read your license plate is a breach of your privacy, unless there was a reason. Unless the neighbor across the way said, hey, that motherfucker, or they had reason to believe it was a stolen car, then they could read the plate on private property. But unless there's, again, a cause, they have to show cause for doing what they do. There is no cause for him to have come onto the property. And there was no cause for him to have his shit ran either. So I may not get it for my ID, but I'll get it for my fucking real estate papers, because those are fucking mine. That's between me and my real estate agent and the goddamn same fucking county and city that I live in that I pay fucking taxes to. That's what really fucking pisses me off. One of the neighbors who did indeed call the cops has come by and made peace. First I wanted to fucking crack his head, dude. I wanted to fucking I wanted to little Nicky him, with the shovel, but I didn't. And I'm glad I didn't, because you know what? The guy's actually pretty cool. He's got a fucking family down there. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that's an excuse for doing what he did. And I told him so. I was like, if you were any man at all, you would have come down here and introduced yourself and looked me up fucking head to toe and made your measurements yourself. And then you know who you're fucking dealing with. You going to trust the police? You know what they told him? That the property owner is in France. Anyway, and do you want to know the website that they use? It's a third party, fucking like Zillow. You know Zillow, right? It's a third party real estate company. They can update their shit whenever the fuck they want to update their shit, and they're not required by law to update their shit at all if they don't want to. Okay, so I know the story about this whole area here. This was going to be a giant subdivision. Okay, and then the investment company. Tony told us, actually the guy who called the cops originally and then apologized, and he doesn't call them no more. He actually stopped by today and we chatted for a minute. He puffs. He's pretty cool. But Tony told me that this was going to be a giant subdivision, and the investors, something happened. They went broke. It didn't work out, so they fled. So basically, the lots got sold at the lowest cost to the person with the most amount of money. And so a couple of different companies came in and bought the lots pretty fucking cheap and turned around and financed them, offering owner financing and stuff, because that's the easiest way for us to get financed, most people. I'm not saying you or me. I mean, I know a lot of you guys out there, you guys have fucking stellar jobs and you guys work hard for your money and shit. And I respect that. I'm not dogging on that. And you guys might be able to go put fucking 10, 20, 30, $40,000 down. And if you do, I don't ever hate on my fellow countrymen coming up, or women coming up. Okay. So, I mean, if you can, dude, I'm stoked, unless you're a cop, fuck you. If you're a cop watching this and you're anything like those fucking motherfuckers, then fuck you. You're a fucking cocksucker, and you're the reason why fucking law enforcement fucking sucks. And you're the reason why we're fucking being oppressed all the time. So if you're a cop watching this, and you're like one of those fucking Palm Bay PD cops, fuck you. If not, I appreciate you being out there, because I'm dead serious about this. You can't really see my two eyes. But I'm dead serious. I'm sorry. That's Go back and look about when I ate LSD in Hollywood. It's one of my other videos, kind of back a couple of times. And we met the motherfucker with one eye. That was just the curse. It's the curse. Anyway, so if you're a good cop and you're out there, man, hey, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Keeping us safe. Stay safe out there, please. Watch your back, check your six. You know what I'm saying? And thank you for what you're doing out there, because I know there are good cops out there. I just need to meet more of them. Does that make sense? So I did call FDLE today, and they called me back, and we spoke. And FDLE didn't consider this to be something. Florida Department of Law Enforcement. I mean, go figure. That's the same fucking people. But I had to do that. Okay. Now there's steps to doing this lawsuit that I found out, and I had to file a complaint with the FDLE. I have to file a complaint with the local fucking station's IA against the officer, and I have to file a complaint, at the office here. The next step after that is indeed the lawsuit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it into a litigation lawsuit. I'm not going to get actually, you know what? Maybe a jury might be good, because, I wouldn't need an attorney. All I would have to do is look at the jury and say, you saw this video. You saw the prior video of them trying to come up and violate my rights and refusing to leave. How long until that's you? If you let them get away with it with me, eventually it's going to catch up to you. Do the right thing. The law states that they do not have the rights to be on my property. And if you vote against my settlement, then you're voting against the law. And if you have fear of repercussions, please, by all means, I need you to say that out here to these people, to this court, that I don't want to find this guy freaking, I don't want to rule in favor of the plaintiff, because I'm afraid what the cops will do to me. I really need you to say that, because I'll change the venue. You know what I'm saying? Because the lawyers are all said, we won't fuck with you because we're afraid of the cops. So if they have everybody so fucking in fear, then they've already fucking won. I'm really tired of them. I don't like, I've dealt with cops for fucking a long time being fucking homeless. Okay. And yeah, I was, but I wasn't homeless. You never saw me on no fucking corner with the fucking "we'll work for food" sign or "give me money" sign. You never saw me out there. Ooh, sorry about that. Damn. Must have had chips and salsa I fucking ate. Whew. Oh, my dog fucking just looked up and gave me the dirtiest look. I know it's pretty fucking rude. I'm sorry. But if you don't fart, I'll eat my fucking hat. Anyway, and that just, I'm getting too old to hold them in. It hurts. So fuck you. I completely forgot where I was going with that. With law enforcement and everything, blah, blah, blah. Let me catch back up. That fart really distracted me. Oh, yeah. So we're going to go in and file the complaints. Or did I already go over this? Either I need to quit smoking this shit or I need to smoke more. I'm not quite sure. But here's the funny thing. This is my only my second bowl of the day. I was so busy today building a gate, which I got a gate up now, guys. No trespassing signs. It's not the sexiest gate, but it's functionable, and it shuts, and it's tall. You can't really look over it. I need to go do some modifications to it tomorrow. We're going to take the gate off again and I have it opening inward, and my property kind of goes up. So the gate wants to, hit the thing. So we're going to spin it because it goes down. So it'll just open up. Also, one post is super solid. Excuse me, hiccups. The other post, when we put the pressure on it. So I need to redig that. and get it in there again. Maybe put it like another fucking 4 or 5 inches deeper. Um, but yeah, I got the gate done today. But this is my second bowl, so maybe it is because of this stuff, and I just don't need to smoke as much as I always smoke. I actually got stoned tonight. Like I was puffing on it earlier, and I was like, wow. I'm actually pretty stoned right now. I come to think of it. Um, so, anyways, yeah. So my I was gonna run. I was gonna not run. I was gonna continue to make payments on my property, obviously, but I was gonna take off for the rest of the year. I have an offer to open up a gem store in Nevada for a friend of mine, and because I don't know if some of you guys know that I do gems and minerals. That's how I was able to afford this place. Is because I do gems, minerals, and silver and gold. That's what I do for a living. I work. I just do it for me. I just don't work for a boss. I make my own investments. I pay my own taxes, which is another thing that really fucking makes me angry about this whole situation with the cops. It's like, okay, yeah, all those years, and don't get me wrong, you're wondering, well, how'd you fucking do that? I carried around sometimes two of them. For a while, I carried two of them, and that was difficult. Um, then I sold enough stuff where I could downsize to one. And then I had my high grade stuff, which, sold slowly but steadily, and that put good money in my pocket. But generally, my box of rocks, which was a fucking gun case, same one I have right here, it's a 4-pistol gun case, weighed anywhere between 45 and 85 pounds. And I carried that fucker hitchhiking cross country, carried that fucker out to the middle of nowhere with me when I went mining. So it's not like I didn't work for a living, all right? I did. I just chose to do it differently than you guys. And I'm a little more legit these days. I've actually got an EIN, and I'm fucking paying my taxes and stuff. But out on the road, when I first went out on the road, man, I didn't give a fuck about any of that. I just wanted to go find myself, But I dealt with cops on the road all the fucking time. And it usually wasn't any situation that really warranted the cops to be there. We would just be sitting somewhere. And it was mainly in towns and cities, don't get me wrong. But when I was younger, I wanted to kind of mix and mingle with the travelers. I wanted to go out and hound some puss. I needed to get a bag. Like, I had to go in town. It's like, so I would be in town, I'd be hanging out, blah, blah, blah. Then they'd show up. You got an ID on you. You guys are chilling out. You got an ID. You got an ID. I hate that. You got an ID. Fucking, ugh. And so I dealt with that shit thousands of times, guys. And I'm not exaggerating. Thousands of fucking times. Or at least 1,000, if not thousands. I'm trying to be fucking really conservative here. I mean, in all the years that I've been traveling, yeah, and it was my own damn fault. I'm not blaming the cops for it. But I've had more vehicles stolen from me by the police, because that's what I look at. You take my vehicle, take my property without me wanting you to take it. It's theft, right? Like if I just walked up and towed your car, that would be theft. So, I mean, I don't see how it's not theft with them. Another one of our fucking many problems we have in this country. But, it's not easy to go legit when you haven't been. Not to say that I was ever not legit, but to become part of society, if you would, to become a property owner, to settle down in an area, it's not easy. Okay, especially when you've been moving around for so long, it becomes, there's something about it, man. I can't. It's almost like a dragon chasing its fucking tail. But no, it's worse. It's worse. Like a dragon swallowed his own tail. It's a perpetual cycle. Once you do it, dude, you find it hard. You find it hard. I love moving around. I do. I love driving a fucking 1,000 miles. It doesn't fucking bother me. Some of you guys are like, you're fucking crazy, Shasta. I'll deny that because I'm not crazy. I have some fucking issues, and don't we all? Okay. Thank God my issues aren't fucking gender related. Yeah, it's a penis. um, and I don't think a lot of my issues are really issues. They're just personal beliefs that are outdated, I guess. I was actually talking with my buddy today. Not that he's that much younger than me. I mean, he's not. He's like 36 or 37, so it's not like he's 26 or 27. But he was like, you're just fucking about it because you're older than me. And I was like, ah. So maybe I am starting to sound like a crotchety old man. I hope not. Because I'm only fucking 43. I'll be 44 in July. Yeah, don't laugh. When you start getting up here, you're gonna start forgetting that shit too. I mean, I know all the facts. I was born in '77, July. But sometimes I forget if I'm 42 or 43, but I'll be 44 in July. Holy shit, 40 fucking 4. Damn. I'm halfway through my life cycle. Wow, well, you know what? It's been a long, strange trip, I'll tell you that, dude. But I digress now. I'm just ranting and raving and all. At least I'm kind of in a better mood. I've decided to fight the pigs. I've got a porta potty being delivered out here on Monday, Tuesday. I paid for, my buddy actually did it, but he offered me. I'm going to send him rocks. It's not like he just sent me money. I'm not a charity case, except for an attorney. I will. Okay, well, I'm not going to go that far, but I will eat your wife's pussy for 40 minutes if you take my case. And if you don't want me to do that, dude, like, I'll totally freaking take you fishing or something, man. I'll teach you everything I know about rocks. I'll show you how to shoot. I'll give you some tactical pistol training, tactical rifle training, anything. I do have some money. I just don't have lots. I mean, I can fucking retain you. I got $1,000 to retain you. And like I said, I could share a lot of knowledge with you, and I can give you rocks. I can give you rocks. I can fucking pay you in rocks. I mean, right over here on the side of my trailer, I could whip out fucking $40,000 in rocks. Like that. Okay? So if you're an attorney and you like rocks, or you want me to eat your wife's puss for 40 minutes, please take my case. Just leave a thing. If you like my videos, again, I guess subscribe, tell your friends. But I think the one main reason I got on here today was not only to let you guys know that I'm okay. They can't keep a good dog down. The Brevard County Jail sucks. Holy shit, sucks. I've been in a lot of nasty places in my life. Can I travel? I slept in the fucking bushes on the side of the on-ramp. I may have slept in the bush on the side of the on-ramp in the town you live in. I may have squatted in your church. Chances are, I did squat in your church. Or on the outside of your church during bad weather. You've probably said hi to me or smoked a bowl with me in any given town and city in USA. Well, me and my bro, or just me, was sitting at some gas station with our phone plugged in. Hell, you might have actually given me a lift. And if you did, I appreciate it. And if you were cool, cool. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's a difference between, like, homeless people and, like, travelers and fucking hippies and deadheads and all that shit, and then bums. Okay, I don't like bums. You know what bums stands for? This is our word. Like the N word is like for black people. And like hesse and fato and homes are for, like, Latino people. Well, it's our word. It's our word, and I completely forgot what that word was. Damn, I'm stoned. Vatos, da 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 da. We're talking about homeless. Oh, bums stands for blowing up my spot. I am stoned. I can't believe I lost track that quick. Holy shit. But yeah, bum stands for blowing up my spot. And that's what bums do. They come in, they drinking, fucking shooting, doing whatever the fuck bums do. All the shit that bums do. And then what happens? Let me hear it. Who shows up? And then it's just, yeah, and they blow up your spot. Like, I've had my stones set out, dude, before in places where I was completely okay to do it. And some places where I wasn't, had to. See, now I could do that. I make my own fucking, I cast my own silver, do my own gold work, and do my own jewelry work. So that's art. So it's protected by the First Amendment. So most places you can go and you can set up somewhere, and if they come along, you just tell them, this is my art. I make all this stuff. It's the freedom of expression. Like, if you really must feel like you need to shut me down, I need you to give it to me in writing. And if you want to give me a ticket, you can. But I need it in writing that you say that I need to stop what I'm doing, which is expressing myself through my art. 8 times out of 10, they call their CO. Their CO fucking gets on the phone, and they don't want to deal with it. Other times, you get caught. No, I'm not writing you up. I'll just take your shit confiscated as evidence and take you to jail. And then you already know. We know that they can't do that, but we also know that they can do that. And that's why you watch my videos, and that's why I check your shit out. It's because we need to stop this, man. We do. It's like, I know as citizens, they've got us so divided. They've got us so confused and so unaware of what's going on. But it starts at the lowest, and the cops are the lowest, guys. You guys know this. You know what I mean? Nobody likes the fucking cops. All right? Why they don't drink at the same bars you drink at. They don't fucking go hang out in the same hangouts you hang out at. Why? They have cop hangouts. Because you can't be yourself around them, even if they're off duty and they're your fucking friends. And I've got a few friends that are fucking ex-law enforcement. I don't have any active duty cop friends, thank God. Actually, you know what? It might have been helpful. I might have been the, hey, what the fuck? Can you help me? But yeah, man, we all need to get together on this. And I need to end this video because it's probably going to go past the amount of time that YouTube will let me do so. So I bid you good night. And again, I thank you guys for subscribing to my Wacko channel and listening to my Shasta rants. And yeah, keep following me for updates on this. Because I've got a pretty good idea. Like, so before I hang up, I got 30 minutes for us. So 30 minutes. I think I can do 35 before they. No, maybe not. Anyway. So I told the cop, that the black guy, that still blows my mind, told the cop that you're not just fucking with some homeless dude on the street. Because that's what they think we are. It's just homeless people. And I was like, and I said, you didn't just fuck with a homeless guy, man. You fuck with somebody who's very intelligent. You fuck with somebody who has done this dance before. I've actually sued a cop before. Now, here's the thing. I was back home in my home county, Siskiyou County, Northern California. Very dangerous place. Stay the fuck out of there if you value your shit. You think these pigs are bad. Yeah. I sued the cop. I sued Sam Kubowitz. He's a pedophile. He was on Mount Shasta PD, and he got caught banging two 13-year-old girls, dude. And since the Kubowitz family is all heavy law enforcement, you know what they did to that fucking piece of shit? They just transferred him over to the sheriff's department, gave him a police dog, gave him a big ceremony about the police dog to draw the attention away, and basically threatened the families that if they said anything that they would be, blah, 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 blah. A couple of the families up and left because they took, two families, because there's actually 3 girls. I take that back, wasn't 2. 2 families up and left, and the third, they just stayed there, and she didn't talk about it. She didn't say nothing about it. The family didn't say nothing about it, and they knew. If they did, they would probably be killed. But he's a piece of shit. So I sued him because I was on probation in California, and a couple nights before, oh shit, hold on, you know what? I'm gonna continue this part 2 because I gotta stop and upload. I gotta stop it. They won't let me upload a huge video, so hold that thought. Sam Kubowitz, Mount Shasta, 2 nights before the false arrest.